Hey everybody, it's Lisa here from the Stop Drop In It podcast. I am out here. It's a little bit chilly, so I'm a little bit bundled up right now, but it's supposed to rain, like seriously rain this afternoon, and I have to adjudicate my students' juries at 1 o'clock today, and then I will be done with my college semester. So I have about an hour to talk with you guys and hang out, and I think I'm gonna beat the rain. So that is today's plan. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch of layers on today, and so we're gonna start with what I'm wearing. And what I am wearing today, with the exception of this top layer, has to do with a trip that we took over the weekend to Tabitha Habold's, I think that's how you say her last name, but we just call her Miss Tabitha. Tabitha is from Long Island Yarn and Farm. Twice a year, Tabitha has an open house at her farm, and so this past weekend on Sunday, we went to her annual Christmas open house. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. Owen got to walk a llama, and we got to see all of her animals. So she's got sheep and chickens and llamas, and I think she still has a couple of alpacas and bunnies. Can't forget the bunnies because Owen loves the bunnies, Mozart and Chopin. And the weather was gorgeous. So sometimes it's really cold when we go at the end of November, but this time the weather was in the 50s, like the upper 50s, and it was just the best. It was just a perfect late afternoon. My husband worked in the morning. He is a cantor at 2 churches. That's what he does for part of his work. And so we had to wait until the late afternoon to go over there. So we just caught the tail end of it. And it was great. She had her whole shop. Usually it's in the basement of a section of her farmhouse, but with COVID restrictions and everything, she can't have people down there. And so she set it up outdoors just like she would at a festival. So it was really great that the weather was so perfect for her to do that. All right, without further ado, what am I wearing? So this, I'm sure many of you will recognize, is my golden hour shawl. I'm gonna take it off so that I can show you. I'm gonna just gradually strip down as I tell you what I'm wearing today. So this is my golden hour shawl. The pattern is by Andrea Mowry. And I knit this. This is actually the only shawl that I have ever made. I guess this is a shawl too, so scratch that. I'm a liar. Okay. But I feel like this is the only shawl I've ever made. But I used Plymouth yarns worsted to make this in like 3 different, I don't even know what colors they are, just like a cream, a brown, and then this light purple. So, I think I used size 9 needles, and it was a super fun knit. So I'll just usually like toss this on when I need just a little bit of extra warmth, like I do right now. But I'm going to just set this aside and move on to my next layer. Okay, so this is called the Long Island shawl. So this is the Long Island shawl, and I'm wearing this today to show you because I used yarn from Miss Tabitha. And we call her Miss Tabitha because of Owen. We just call her Tabitha, but I'm gonna just call her Miss Tabitha. So this is a bulky yarn. I have just a little bit left over, maybe like a little bit more than half of a ball, but I couldn't find it, so I can't tell you like the exact fiber content right now. I'm sure that I have it in my Ravelry, but there's like llamas and sheep and specks of beautiful color in here. So And this was really fun because it's like, basically, it's like a brownish yarn, but then there's just so many specks of stuff in here that as you're knitting it, you just see like lots of different specks of color, and it's exciting. It's like, oh, what speck of color is going to be in the next stitch, and so on. And so this used, this is like a luxury knit. Like Tabitha makes incredibly gorgeous yarn, but it's luxury yarn. It does have a pretty good price tag on it. So this, so when I get yarn from her, it's usually for a really special occasion. Usually it is like a Christmas gift or something like that from my husband. Very, very rarely do I just randomly purchase yarn from her. It's all beautiful. I would love, if I had nothing but Tabitha's yarn in my stash, oh my goodness, I would be one happy knitter. Yeah, but I mean, it is pricey, but it is so gorgeous to work with. So this was, I think the color is called Mardi Gras, and this was a Christmas gift. The yarn was a Christmas gift 4 years ago, I think it was now, from my husband. And so, you know, I needed 10 balls of a bulky weight yarn for this project. And this pattern is called the Long Island Shawl, and it is one of the patterns that Tabitha sells on her website. So I will just do like a little turnaround. I think there's like alpaca in this. I think maybe it's alpaca, not llama. I don't know. But it's very soft and very pretty. I'm going to take it off in a second just to show you what an easy construction it was. So I've not blocked this. I think that I want to block it, but I never seem to get around to it, just so that it'll maybe stretch a little bit longer, because it does have alpaca in it. So yeah, but this basically is one long rectangle with 2 holes in it for the arms. And I mean, it's so easy, and I never even know the right way to put it on. I just kind of like find the armholes and do like a flip-de-doo there, and then just kind of fold the front of it down, and there we go. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things because it is so warm, and it's just really easy to just throw on and wrap around. Yeah, so if you just need like a little bit extra layer, this is just the perfect thing. So I absolutely love this. It is so special to me because Tabitha's such a great person, and it was like our first, not my first purchase from her, but like the first big one. And the first purchase with her yarn that I actually created a garment out of. So yeah, it's so great getting yarn for a gift, because it's like, it's so special as a gift. You get to enjoy just the gift of the yarn, but then you get to enjoy it the whole time that you're working with it. And then when you have a finished garment, that's like, so it's like so many gifts just in one, and it is so great. Okay, so that is this layer, which I will now strip down to the last. What am I wearing? This sweater is called the Rippling Sands pullover, I think it is. And this is a test knit that I did for Annie Lupton from Boho Chic Fiber Co. A couple of years, maybe 2 years ago now. And so this yarn was also a Christmas gift from my husband. And I actually have it right here. This one is called Bellflower. And all right, you can probably hear there's a fire department not super close to us, but when they do the sirens, it's really loud and you can totally hear it. So that's what you hear right now. So you can see it's like these little areas that are slightly purple, have a purple tint to them. And so the content of this is her tag here. So that she used to be called Long Island Livestock, but she rebranded to Long Island Yarn and Farm because like a whole bunch of years ago, she she was making yarn, but not as much as she does now. So I'm so glad that she's been making a lot of yarn. But okay, so this is 200 yards of a sport weight, and there is 70% alpaca, 25% merino wool, and 5% icicle, which is like the little part of it that I think you can tell there's like a slight shimmer to this one. So I have still 2 full skeins, and put it in my bag so it doesn't blow around, and then 1 mostly full skein. So at least 2.5 skeins I have left after knitting the sweater. So I just haven't yet decided what else I want to make with this. But it's like the Christmas present that keeps on giving, because I've got this amazing sweater. I got the yarn that I was able to enjoy knitting with, and now I still have all of this left over. So I'm sure I can make like a cowl or a hat and mittens or something. I haven't decided yet. So let me do a little talking about this design. So Annie's design, it was knit in the round. I think, oh my gosh, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was knit in the round. And so the back portion, you can see like the twisted stitches kind of meet in the middle and go the opposite directions. And then the sleeves are just picked up and knit just straight down. I just look at this yarn, the definition, it's so pretty. So pretty. And you can see like the little specks of purple in there. And it is so warm and lovely. So that is everything I'm wearing, except, all right, it's a little bit chilly, but I do have these awesome socks on, and I will take it off for a second. So I only just put these on a few minutes ago, so they're not too disgusting to take off and show you. But this is the Vanilla is the New Black sock pattern. I think these were the first socks that I did, but it's got like this really cute heel that is a little bit different from a regular vanilla sock. And this yarn is Oink Pigments Roy G. Biv colorway. So I love these, and that's what's on my feet today. So I'm just gonna bundle myself back up for the rest of this because it's not as warm as it was last week. Okay guys, so I don't really have very many finished objects today. I guess every week we can't have like a whole slew of finished garments, but I do have all of my husband's socks. So last week I had 5 finished, and now I have 6, and they are freshly washed, and I just took them out of the bathroom where they were drying, and they are clean. And they fit. So this was the one that I had to finish up, was this pair. And now that I have re-knit, whoops, those are facing the wrong way. Now that I have re-knit the toes on these to make sure that these are all the right length for my husband's feet, and I have cleaned them and dried them, my husband can now have these in his drawer. I love pulling down freshly washed hand knit socks. It's like just a whole pile of fabulousness. So this is actually really funny. Owen wrote out his Christmas list for Santa yesterday, and he put like all of these things that he wanted, not just for him. His list was basically like Legos, and he asked Santa for the Anna and Elsa Frozen Castle Legos for me. So Daddy just went out and bought the Anna and Elsa castle for me from Santa, because Santa can't disappoint. So I'm getting a Lego castle, which is kind of hilarious. But for my husband, Owen put that he wanted his dad to have clothes, underwear, and stinky socks. So I don't think that Santa's gonna bring stinky socks. Apparently, he told my husband that he thought Santa should wear the socks first around the house, or I don't know, around like delivering presents, and then leave them for my husband after they've been worn. So I will be picking up some fresh underwear and socks for my husband from Santa. They're not going to be stinky though. So we'll see if I can maybe knit him a pair of socks for Christmas. I don't know. He does have really big feet. So that's all that I have for finished objects. I was hoping that I was going to have Owen's other sock finished. But, so, you know, I still have this hoe. And I did get all the way through, I got all the way through the gusset yesterday, and then I forgot to bring these to Owen's 3-hour theater rehearsal. So the plan was to finish this during his theater rehearsal yesterday, and instead I ended up going Christmas shopping because I didn't have my knitting with me. Who forgets to take knitting to a 3-hour theater rehearsal? Me, apparently. So usually I'm really good about it because that's when I get a lot of knitting done. But luckily it's that time of year, so I ended up just at the bookstore picking up some things, and at Michael's picking up some things. So didn't get the sock done. But all right, I have another hoe. Okay, so last time I shared with you these ginormous Bella mitts that I made for my mom, who has the same size hands as me, and these don't fit at all. One of you guys kindly suggested maybe I could, because they are alpaca, that maybe I could try washing them and drying them and shrieking them that way. A little bit at a time, and that actually is a really great idea. They would have felted a little bit too, but I had already completely frogged one of the mittens, so that for another time I will try that. But thank you so much for that suggestion. So I did reknit it. Look at this. All right, now part of it, I'm gonna hold it up like thumb to thumb, because part of it is just that it was like a very long mitten pattern with very long cuffs. But I mean, look at the size difference. So I reknit the Bella mitts, but I used instead the antler mitts pattern because, hold these up next to each other. You can see that it's basically the same cable pattern, or like really similar. And so I finished one, so we have a hoe, and they fit much better. They're still a little bit big. I think they're not that big though. Like, they're really cozy. Like, they fit me. I would wear them. So, you know, these are definitely gonna fit my mom. She should be much, much happier with this fit. And yeah, so I still just, I have to totally, look at that. I mean, it's kind of like a really long cuff, but you can even just see how loose this one is. Like, my thumb is in there somewhere, but so yeah, so just a half finished object. But so this is what I had left over to begin with, and then now I also have like all of this, and so I'm also going to have about this much left from the other mitten when I frog it and redo it. So I'm hoping that I can make her, from all of this, a hat to match. So hopefully I will have enough to do that. Okay, so those are the mittens. So I dug out a UFO from last Christmas. Last Christmas, I wanted to knit Owen a Christmas tree hat, and I just started it kind of late and then just didn't exactly have time to finish any of it. So I set it aside, and I knew that I would pull it out this year to work on, and so I did. So I have this cute little Christmas tree hat. Now I had it. It was like this much done when I pulled it out yesterday. So I had it done all the way up to the point where you start the decreases. So yesterday I did the decreases, and I finished up this little bit of decreases this morning. So I haven't tried this on. I'm sure it's gonna fit me. So look at how funny this is. So I just thought knitting him a really fun hat, because he's so knitworthy. So this is kind of branching into the knitworthy section now. Yeah, so this is just so funny. So basically, I don't remember if this might be a free pattern. It is called Otanenbaum, and I will insert the name of the designer because I don't remember. But this is Cascade Sport Weight, like Cascade 220, I guess. I don't know if it's called 220 when it's in the sport weight, because I think that the 220 is the amount of yards, but basically it's the sport weight version of Cascade 220. And it's like Christmas green. I don't know the exact color, but so there's gonna be a star on top, and I need to go. I tried to find some things at Michael's yesterday. That's, one of the things that I was doing at Michael's was I was looking for maybe little buttons, Christmassy buttons to sew on here to decorate, because basically what I have to do now is trim the tree. So it's gonna have a star on top. That's like part of the pattern. And then basically I'm gonna maybe this afternoon I'll take a trip up to the yarn shop when my jury's done, because Tony at the Knitting Cove has a whole lot of buttons that Owen loves to pick up when we go there. So that might be a really good place. I mean, I tried Michael's, and they didn't have anything except really, really plain buttons, which would work. But I got like some mini jingle bells. I think I got jingle bells to put on here, like mini ones. And I don't know if I'm going to put those on, but I got that as an option. One of the versions of the hat that is shown in the pictures in the pattern has like some tinsel traveling around the tree. So I might do that. I picked up some, I didn't bring it out here because I don't know if I'm really going to do it, but I picked up some of that, I think it's by Red Heart yarn, and it's like to make the scrubby dishcloths. And so they had like a white and a red and a avocado green and like a yellow, and they had it, and so it was like kind of glittery, but it's like really rough, and I think that I might be able to use that to make like an I-cord out of that to make the tinsel to go around if I decide to do that. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna trim this tree yet, but kind of excited. I kind of want to make like funny hats for everybody. I don't really think that I'm gonna accomplish that this year, but I thought a tree hat for Owen would be super adorable, and he would totally love it and wear it. And yeah, so this is a UFO that is now a hoe, because I at least got it to the half finished point. Now I just have to do all the details on it. Last year I got at the bookstore, they have all of these craft magazines that have kits included in them, and so I picked up this magazine last year, and it's from England, and it had this insert with the yarn. See, they show a picture of it right there, with the yarn included to make this Santa. So here's a picture of the Santa. I'm not gonna have the pattern showing on here. I bought that last year, and I was thinking that it would be really cute to make Owen a Santa to like stick in the top of his stocking, and then I never got around to it. So I dug it out a couple of days ago. I have now all of these really weird Santa body parts. So this, and I have no idea what brand yarn it is, it's just whatever comes, but this is like a glittery, fuzzy, polyester nightmare to knit with, is what this is. So I don't even know which is the front and which is the back, but this piece is Santa's body. And then I have done both of the arms, and I have done both of the boots. So I have some Santa body parts and a lot of ends to sew up together. So yeah, I've got a partial Santa going on. Not really much to say about it. This red yarn is a bit of a pain to knit with, but I am using ChowGoo needles, so they're nice and sharp and pointy, and yeah, it's just, you know, if you're an experienced knitter, knitting with this is not fun, but it is fine. But I would not want to try to knit with something like this as a beginner. Definitely not. So I only have to work with this yarn one more time to make the hat. And then they do not include the yellow or the eyes. So I do have a bunch of plastic eyes that I'll probably choose something of that, but I think it's gonna be really cute, and it was something that I had in my stash from last year, so I just thought I should just knit it up now. Okay, so that brings me to my last whip. I guess I never announced whips because I kind of just morphed into them from finished objects into half-finished objects. Technically, those are whips. So, all right, full-on whip territory now is my worsted Boxy, and I was hoping to have more of it done than I do, but I did put a few inches on this. I really like how the colors are showing up so far. I think it's blowing out a little bit. We'll see. Get a good shot of that for you guys. So yeah, so basically I'm gonna be going around and around and around in stockinette stitch until it's like ready to split for the armholes. Maybe like 4 inches that I've got done. So I am alternating skeins every single time I go around because I don't want there to be any pooling. And yeah, that is this whip. I should tell you about my needles, I guess. So these are a size 9, and these are my Lykke, I think you say? I don't know. Lykke, the Lykke. Lykke. I don't know. But this is a pair of the indigo interchangeables that I got in Alabama last year at a place called Threads, I think, and it was a cute little sewing shop that also had a really good yarn selection. And so I actually finally splurged and bought these needles there because they had them, and was sick of just buying new needles every single time I wanted to make a new project, because half of them are like in a UFO or on a whip, and it's always, I don't know. So it was a great investment. So I've been getting a lot of use out of these, and I think that it's really awesome that these also match my worsted Boxy. So yeah. Okay guys, so spinning, yeah, spinning. I still didn't spin the fluff. I started. Yeah, I've got this much done. So I think it was like Wednesday night, maybe. I was like, I haven't done any spinning. I need to do some spinning. And so I sat and I watched some podcasts and maybe did like an hour and didn't get that much done. I am very, very, very out of practice at this. But so here's my beautiful drop spindle that I will show you again. It is so pretty. I think I'm still spinning pretty fine. This is a blue-faced Leicester fiber from Frabjous Fibers, and it's gorgeous. But yeah, I'm just out of practice, and I still have all of this left to spin through. So it's gorgeous and it's beautiful to work with, but I am very, very out of practice. So hopefully I will have more spinning to show you next time. But okay, that brings me to acquisitions. I have a bunch of acquisitions. Why does this keep happening? So when we were at Miss Tabitha's Long Island Yarn and Farm over the weekend, this year we are on a very tighter budget than we normally are. My husband and I are not really doing very many Christmas presents for each other. We want to focus on Owen because he is 6 and Christmas is a really big deal when you are 6. Now, I love Christmas so much, so it's going to be a little sad to be cutting back for us this year. But you do what you got to do. So I will not be getting any yarn for a Christmas garment this year from Miss Tabitha's. But fiber is less expensive. Much less expensive. And so this is kind of an early Christmas present. I just probably going to give it to my husband to wrap up for me so that it looks like we have some things under the tree for us. But we picked it up while we were there, and I have 4.6 ounces of llama fluff. Oh my gosh, this is so soft. So, oh my gosh, it is so soft. I just want to see what she wrote on the bag. So it's 100% llama cloud, and Tabitha was the one that sheared. It says shorn by Tabitha. So she's the one that did the shearing. There we go. That is grammatically correct. And it says it is Cole's Quince. So Cole was the name, Cole's Quince. Was it from a llama named Quince that belonged to Cole? Or was it the llama's name Cole? Or was the llama named Cole Quince? I don't know. But it says Cole's Quince. And so I have 4.6 ounces of beautiful, soft, lovely llama. Like I feel like I could build my own llama. I know I can't. But so this is really exciting. So I'm probably going to stick this in a plastic Ziploc bag and have my husband wrap it. It just shed on me a little bit. So I got that, and when I finally finish spinning the blue and purple prettiness, I think I'm going to start spinning the llama because I've never spun llama. So that's going to be really exciting. And then they also sell little balls, like 1 ounce balls of dyed merino. And so, open this up. My son picked out 4 colors of merino. So let's see. We have one that is falling apart. So he picked out this really bright orange because orange is one of his favorite colors, and this was the only orange that there was there. So he's like, definitely I'm getting the orange. And he wanted this for himself, just he always likes the fluff. So he picked out the orange one, and he also picked out this really pretty light blue. And then I got a beautiful like aqua teal and also a purple because purple's mommy's favorite color. So I got all of that, and this is basically like an early Christmas gift from my husband that might make an appearance under the tree. So super excited about that. And then on Black Friday, I went to Michael's, and I do not usually buy yarn at Michael's, but I came out with a bag of yarn. The one thing that they do sell there that I do like is the Patton's Croy sock yarn, and it was Black Friday, so they were having a special on all of their yarn where you buy 2 and you get 1 free. So it had been a year, I think it was like last Black Friday, that I purchased any Patton's Croy sock yarn. So they had new colors, and it was buy 2 get 1 free. So I did some of that. I got this one, and the color is blue raspberry, and so pretty. Like, this was the first one that my eyes saw that I just was like, yes, totally. I mean, can you tell it kind of matches my fiber there? So that went in my bag. And then purple, beautiful purple and maroon and like a deep dark gray-ish black in there. So this one is called Amethyst Stripes. So these are going to be for me for sure. Probably both of those are going to be for me. So I got those. So buy 2 get 1 free. So then I got for free, I picked up this one, and this is called Turquoise Stripes, and just really, really pretty. These, I don't know if they'll be for me or my husband, maybe Owen and me, maybe my husband and Owen, I don't know. But yeah, really pretty. And all right, so then there was one other color that I liked. So I got this one, which these are probably going to be for my husband. So this one is called Tourmaline Stripes. And you can see there's like a teal and a purple and a light gray and a dark gray in there. So I really liked this one a lot. And then obviously I needed to pick one for free. So I just got a skein of, this is just called Gentry Gray, so that I could do like heels and toes contrasting probably with this one. Yeah, because there wasn't, the other colors I wasn't too crazy about, but all of these I really liked. And so yeah, so I got enough for 4 pairs of socks. So, and I think all of this was like $36. So I was super pleased about the colors of the Patton's Croy socks selection at Michael's on Black Friday. So, all right, I have some really super exciting news to share with you guys today. And I am going to be test knitting the amazing Noctuidae sweater for Catherine Clark, and Catherine Clark is at Brooklyn General. And yeah, she put out a call for testers for this sweater, which is amazing. I'm going to insert a picture of it here. It's kind of an abstract shot because until the pattern comes out at the end of January, you know, she doesn't want to show any like full views of the sweater. So I saw maybe an hour or two after she put out a test knitting call, and I said, oh my God, that would be such a fun color work sweater project to work on. I love this sweater. This is one that like I would want to stop, drop, and knit. So I just kind of crossed my fingers and crossed my toes and sent her an email. And then I found out a few days ago that I got selected to test knit it along with like a whole bunch of other people. Now, of course, I didn't have yarn in my stash that worked for this sweater. So of course that led to another acquisition, yarn purchase. And okay, so this was a big project. So this was a big acquisition purchase, and I only have half of it to show you. Catherine was selling us the kits for her version of the sweater at a small discount. Even with the discount though, it was not in a budget that I could justify for myself right now. So what I did was, I've got, coming from Barrett Wool Company, I picked out the main color yarn from Susan B. Anderson over there, and that has not arrived yet. But I purchased basically the color work part of the pattern from Catherine at Brooklyn General. And so that arrived in my mailbox just this morning. And so, yeah, so I have all of this goodness, and I'm gonna take it out of here. And she also graciously, as a thank you for test knitting, included these stitch markers from Katrinkles with these little moths on them to match her pattern. So that was so cute. And so the pattern name is after this spin cycle colorway. So this one is called Noctuide, and that's the name of her sweater. And so, you know, with spin cycle, every skein is a bit different. So this one has basically like red, orange, yellow, green, and teal in it, and beautiful. So I have this, and then I also have 4 skeins of tuku wool, which I have never worked in. And so this is like the outline for all of the color work moths in there. And then this is in the color Rae, R-A-E, and this is 100% finished wool. So I needed 4 skeins of this and 1 skein of the spin cycle. And then, yeah, I mean, I needed like 2,000 yards of main color yarn, and I don't have 2,000 yards of anything in my stash. So, but I'm so excited about test knitting the sweater. Oh my goodness, I will show you guys as much as I can as I'm test knitting it. Obviously, I can't show you what the full sweater looks like until it's released, and the tentative release date is January 21st. So it's a pretty hardcore deadline, but yeah, so the end of January I will be able to reveal everything. You guys know I don't like swatching, but I'm gonna be doing a swatch for this one because I am test knitting it, and I haven't done a test knit in a while. So I'm really excited about it. And my other work in progress is the worsted Boxy, which is such a mindless knit, at least for right now. So it's going to be really good to alternate between those 2 projects. Yeah, like, cause it's like full on color work, sleeves and everything. And I love a good color work project. So yeah, I will be showing you my progress on that in some abstract ways that do not reveal any of her pattern. And that is everything that I have to share with you guys today. I have to go now and adjudicate my students because they have their juries, and so my husband is now waving at me, so it's good timing. I said, give me a wave when it is time for me to end my podcast because I cannot be late to juries. So thankfully I got through everything, and yeah, so as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and leave me a comment. Obviously, if you're keeping up with my videos and watching and enjoying the content that I'm putting out, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to my podcast. Okay, so have a great weekend to everybody. Bye.